All right, hey everybody, we got some breaking-esque news that something's pretty much done. Kalulu who? I think that's the main question. Kalulu who? We're here to break down Mr. Pierre here, and some of the I don't want to say it's controversy, but the ifs, ands, or buts about his transfer, where he plays, how he lines up, where he's going to go, and all the other shenanigans that go to it. Because I think everybody woke up this morning expecting Coop, and they got a Kalulu. So here to break down the lose is Maple Dave and Pretzel Dave. How are you guys?
Don't you dare call me pretzel.
I like it.
Yeah, man. Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah. Just another Monday, I guess. Kalulu.
Kaluluing around.
Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's look at his numbers, his stats, and let's just see what kind of player we're getting here.
Yeah, German Dave, you want to do the honors with the numbers?
Hey, let's go for it. I mean, so we have the numbers right here. So once again, what I'm kind of worried about, I take that shot of medicine like immediately. I'm gonna tell you that. Like, it's again a player that is not a specialist basically in the term of central defending. So he's a great passer. Like you see there, like completed passes, he's in the top 3 percentile, like in the top 5 leagues. Passing completion of 88.3%, like incredible. Even passes tried, he's also there in the top above the top third basically, and he's trying like 57 and a half passes per 90 minutes basically. So those are incredible. Let's stay with those numbers. And clearances also like 2.5 per game. So everything that has to do with passing, he's really decent on it. But as a center back, I'm worried about all the red stuff that means defending.
There's too much red.
There's too much red, and it's like dark red. It's not orange going towards yellows or whatever. It's like dark red, and that really worries me. But you can get away with it when you play a guy that's not incredible like at central defending, and you play him as a fullback, because you can play around there with speed, use the room or the touch the right line in that case, because he's more so a right fullback. So you can use that line as well as an additional defender. You can get away with being a bit of a worse defender, let's say, than if you play actually in the middle of the pitch and have strikers run at you at full speed, or you being in the middle of the play basically. So it's okay, I guess, like having him with the defending deficiencies on the right side.
So I do think we need to also provide proper context, right? Because this is out of 509 minutes he's played. So he hasn't had much game time because, again, he has been really, really injured. So like I can, like, for example, the numbers don't look great, but at the same time that people need to understand as well is that he isn't really much, and this isn't me to be an asshole about it, but like it's a role player move, right? It's not, he's not going to be the center back of the future. He's not going to be the guy that leads the line. One thing that I kind of wanted to illustrate, because I also pulled it up, and I'll throw my thing here. So this was the previous season. Are we going to get it? No, maybe not. I don't know. But out of 2,542 minutes, he underperformed on his expected goals, 1 goal the entire season. But when we're looking at like the possession, touches in the opposition box, successful dribbles, 66%. So again, it's above the curve when he was healthy, right? Same thing with the defending, 68% tackle winning percentage, 39 tackles won. So it's a 93. I want to say it's the 93 percentile that he's in, 72 percentile that he's in there. Winning duels, 81 percentile. He's won 61.2% of his duels in a full season. Ariel, this is his biggest weakness, and we'll kind of get to where he plays. He's not tall, so his aerial game is non-existent. Interceptions are decent. Block shots are average. Recoveries pretty well. Possession into the final third, again, pretty well. Disciplines, no red cards overall there. But again, this is his full season, and this was I want to say, not the previous season, but the previous season that he played in. So overall, is it something to get excited for? No. It's a depth piece. It's a rotational piece. It's a third option signing. That's for example, that's what you can get, right? Because last season was 509 minutes. In the 23-24 season, or I'm sorry, 22-23 season, I misspoke there, 2,578 minutes. So it's a bigger sample size, bigger description of what he's capable of. We're looking at it from last season. The two things that are consistent in both of them, which I think works for what Mota needs, is the passes, right? Like, for example, the possession and the passes. That is what you need out of him to play properly in the system. He is the C option. Like, we're not going to sugarcoat that for you, that he is the C option. Are we saying that he's ass? No, we're not. Is there certain patches or holes that he has defensively? Yes, he does. But again, that's practically almost any defender outside of a select few or a select clique of individuals that are almost flawless defensively. The good thing is, kind of looking at it outside of, that, he's already played in Serie A for a couple of years. He understands how the league is. It's going to be a transition into it. He's kind of going in from a pragmatic Pioli style to a pragmatic Motta style. So there's less of a learning curve. He's easier and readier to go. That is one of the things that you also have to understand with as well. It's easier for him because, like, for example, Calafiori, we were never getting Calafiori. Toribo, it sucks. It was almost there. It could have gotten done. He still has a learning curve, right? Toribo is going from France to play to Italy. Totally different styles of play. Kalulu is essentially able to come in from AC Milan. I'm not saying he's a starter. I want to iterate that, and we'll go over to the map and explain that as well. But if you need him to be ready for Como, he is ready for Como. He will be ready to actually feature in and have a substantial amount of minutes if needed. The only concern, and Maple Dave had the injury history pulled up, and I do apologize because I kicked you off your screen. Ligament injuries, torn thigh injuries, that's going to be one of those things where we're hoping it's not a recurring issue. If he's able to recover from it, I think we'll get a pretty solid defender. The other thing too is looking at it from the financial aspect of it. It's a cheap $3 million loan for an entire season and then an option to buy. The option is crucial. If he works out, we buy him. If he doesn't work out, we send him back. Prime example, Charlie. Charlie was a little bit more expensive, $6 million for 6 months. That was
it's a quarter of the price if you think about it. It'd be $3 million for a full year. He was $6 million for half a year. So in that perspective, maybe not horrible.
It's not. The idea is that folks need to understand that Kalulu is not the center back or the defender of the future.
No,
it's not. It's a prove it deal for Kalulu.
He could just prove his worth, like just show up out of nowhere, and that would be amazing. If that's the case, then hey, win. If not,
you sign him for what the fee was. I believe it was 11 to 12 million. So when you make the obligation permanent or the option permanent, so you can gain that aspect of it if he performs well. For example, if he plays at a high level, then essentially it's a steal.
Yeah.
You also have to consider, for example, because people are saying, "Oh, we sold Huijsen and got this guy instead." We made 15.2 million cash on Huijsen, and we are just reinvesting for now 3 million on a player that will make our squad deeper. So
we got to remember we lost out into Debo. That was the plan, and now we have to backtrack a little bit. This was not plan A, right? So no, we did not go setting out in the Mercato trying to do a deal like this. This is just what happens as you get a couple weeks away from it closing.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And also you have to think, like, Thiago Giallo, we saw that he's not ready yet. So and the
how much is
voices
he replacing
for
him?
getting sold are becoming louder or involving him into deals with Porto or whatever. So he is most likely out already. And what we saw in the Nuremberg game, or what I saw live in the stadium, didn't impress me. Sorry, but Kalulu is fitting right in where Giallo left. Basically, he's just not as tall. We don't know yet how good Kalulu will be as a defender, but if we it is what I'm suspecting. By here, you can just have a look at the seat map. He's playing an actual fullback style.
Role. Yes.
Yeah. Fullback role. He's barely getting past the center line. So he's defending exactly that area. He can defend a bit into the box, and but this is this on the right side is his bread and butter, where he's involving himself in the passing game and where he is defending the ball from the wingers basically. So yeah, that is his main area on the pitch. Don't expect offensive crosses or runs towards the touchline or whatever. He's a Cabal style that we have on the left now, but even more so not involving himself too offensively.
Facilitating, it's facilitating balls to the midfield. That's honestly what the name of the game is. And I
Yeah.
do kind of want to illustrate because, for example, to the Dean Huijsen crybabies, as I like to call them, here's another thing I want to show you. So this is Dean Huijsen's metrics chart, and this is Dean playing 515 minutes in Serie A, which is more than what Kalulu played in Serie A. So if you look at it, Mr. Dean Huijsen with more minutes, 50% of his tackles. Here's another thing: 1 penalty awarded. For his height, he's only won 50%, 56% of his aerial duels, only 9 of them. He's under 50%. So that means if I am dribbling by him, it's a 1 in 2 chance that I get past him, which is not good if you're looking at it from a defending aspect. He also has been dribbled past the most in his sample size as well. So again, Dean fans, you guys got to understand, dude's not ready. He was not ready for Serie A ball. This number sheet from last season is one of the main reasons they cashed in on him when they could.
So Dean wasn't ready. Giallo wasn't ready.
Because again, ready. Similarity here. It's 313 minutes, and the numbers are pretty much identical at this point.
Yep.
I don't know what to tell you. With that, it's maybe you can sit there and say, well, Dean would have done better. But again, you could say the same thing with Kalulu. If he played more, these numbers would have changed. You're switching. There's 2 things, right? The only negative to Kalulu is going to be his injury history. That is going to be one of the main negativities, is because he's had a bunch of large injuries in the past year. Is he able to recover? If he is able to recover, he was one of the main reasons Milan won the Scudetto a couple years back. He was playing at a very great level when Milan won the Scudetto, as well as the season that Milan went to the Champions League semifinal. Was playing at a pretty decent level. It was just Inter was better. So the more and more I look at it, it's a third option, not your main guy. And never had the intention.
The fact that he just came out of nowhere tells me not that we're just making things up as we go. No, it tells me that we had a list and we went down
he
it.
Was, yeah. Yeah, he was he was actually scouted. You're right.
Yeah, we had a plan. It's okay, next name, go. Yeah. This is it.
And also, like they said, this guy is a champion, so he saw what is needed to win a title as well. And in that season, he played around 2,000 minutes as well, I believe. So he was pivotal in their in Milan's title charge. So don't undersell him, but also don't
temper expectations. Exactly.
Temper expectations, man. You're getting for depth piece. He's really really good. He's just not a starter in my opinion. And yeah, but overall, I'm happy. It's cheap business, it's good business. It deepens the squad on the right side, and yeah, it just leaves the question of the mercato for defenders now is over. And if we see Gatti or Danilo as the starters next to Bremer, or if we still go to the market, because him as only 3 million signing as of now with the reports, it doesn't discount or it doesn't count out going for another defender, so for an actual center back. But
well, and I
guess
think
we will see that.
we'll see, but I also think right now, and here I'll share my little lineup screen here. I didn't add Gonzalez because I don't trust Fiorentina, so I'm just waiting until it's actually done and dusted. Right now, because for example, I have Kalulu sitting out. Like I don't see him starting in this because this now, this back line of Cabal, Bremer, and Danilo interchangeable with Gatti, but more than likely it's going to be Danilo next to Bremer, and Cambiasso is going to be, that is your main four. That is your starting four unless somebody there gets injured. The only time that I really see Kalulu really kind of pop into it is if we switch Cambiasso to left back because Cabal's not doing well or he's injured, and then you bring in Kalulu here. That's really the main time that I'll see him. It could be the case that might be the formation going forward because, again, Kalulu, the idea for Kalulu isn't to be up here. That's not the range that you want him to cover. That goes to Cambiasso. Cambiasso is going to be that main creative wingback or fullback. So used to saying wingback. But the idea is with Kalulu, what you want to do is you want him to be able to facilitate the ball through these angles, short intermediate passes, about, I'd say, 2 to about 6 yards of passes. If he is able to pivot or facilitate balls into these respective directions, obviously this is static, game changes, it's fluid, but you kind of understand the idea. This is what you're expecting Kalulu's pass radius to be. You're not expecting anything like said here. You're not expecting Kalulu to send deep balls to Dusan, deep balls to Yildiz, deep balls to Cambiasso. You're not expecting those at all. This is not what you're getting Kalulu for. You're getting for the short and intermediate game. He's able to facilitate play and do a role. That is what he is. The big positive to him is his versatility. So in the event that Danilo goes down or Gatti goes down, you're able to essentially throw in Kalulu here. And I'm just going to throw Cabal here for speed's sake here. That is what the main thing you're looking for is you have a guy that can play across the back line as a role player, not as your main superstar. I think Juve have essentially, now that Todibo is off the market, same thing with Ora Fiori, they've essentially decided to just say, hey, you know what? The center back market's not good this summer. We'll just post it to the next summer. Kind of similar to the striker market, right? There's just not good options. We'll kind of go from there. So this is kind of the idea where Kalulu comes in, is he is a utility piece. Third choice fullback, fifth choice or fourth choice center back, because I think the center back room is going to be Bremer, Danilo, Gatti, and to the contrary of most folks, I think Facundo Gonzalez, if Rugani does leave, I think Facundo Gonzalez is going to stay as the last choice or the fourth/fifth choice in the center back room, because he is essentially the young guy that could potentially grow into the role, because I'm kind of getting the gist of how things are being organized here.
All right. The only thing I found funny about any of that is that you trusted Atalanta to give us Coop, but not Fiorentina to give us Nico. But I mean,
I still don't trust Atalanta. I'm repeating it, but
I'm trying to will it into existence. I'm trying to will it into existence, because the amount of stuff that we say here and it ends up happening is one of those things where, we should just start metaphorically jerking ourselves off to it, because I think we have been 4 for 4 this summer on calls.
Yep.
We won't talk about it. But yeah, that's about it. That's our new guy, our new boy Pierre. Pierre with the Devils. Yeah.
You gotta say with a French toe.
Pierre
Kalulu.
Oh boy.
Oh man, that was bad. That was bad.
The slip.
All right. On that note, thanks for watching, everyone. It was fun. We'll do more of these because
more players are coming.
More players are coming.
Yeah.
So
at least 8 or 9 players.
Yeah. Okay. At least a couple more. So please subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Join the members. See you guys.